Good evening and welcome to ICM's Christmas Carol Concert. My name is Louise, I'm here in snowy Poland and I'm so glad that you've joined us for this event. Right from the beginning, let me wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas from all of us at ICM. As we were preparing for this event, we've been obviously monitoring the situation in the Philippines very closely with the super typhoon Odette that just passed through the country. Our colleagues in the Philippines and our partner pastors have shared with us that there has been major flooding, there has been huge destruction, there has been some loss of life, and there's a really chaotic situation on the ground with the scale of this destruction still unfurling. So we were considering whether to go ahead with this carol concert given the circumstances in the Philippines. But at ICM, we really believe that hope is the key to transformation, and so we still wanted to take this opportunity to thank you, our ICM supporters, for all of the hope that you've inspired this year and all of the resources that you've given and that you continue to give even as we face this new storm together. So thank you. We did know that the storm was coming, and so we pre-recorded the video elements from the Philippines for this event. And so the children's choir and I will be sharing some Christmas songs, some Christmas carols, and we have a few other lovely things too. So I'm going to go inside. It's getting a little bit chilly out here, and I'll leave you with the ICM Children's Choir and our first Christmas song.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
O'er the fields we go,
laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring,
making spirits bright.
what fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is wide, grow it while you're young.
Take the girls tonight,
Sing this sleighing song, get a bobtail vane,
240 speed,
and hitch him to an open sleigh, and you will take the lead. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Thank you to the ICM Choir and welcome to all of you watching once again. It's great to have you with us and so great to see the kids singing and smiling. And for me personally, I haven't actually seen them in person for almost 2 years now, since Michał and I had to leave the Philippines in April of 2020 and the country shut down because of COVID. And so just great to see them smiling, singing, and they all look a little bit older than they did when I last saw them. So they're growing up fast, as kids do. The ICM Choir was started more than 10 years ago now, and the kids are they all grew up in ultra poverty in and around Bacolod City in the Philippines, and we put the choir together really to be able to, have this way to share stories of kids who've been impacted by ICM's work. And the choir have all grown up in ultra poverty, faced really difficult lives growing up, and this year especially has been really challenging. But those of you who know them and have met them would agree that they're just amazing kids, so full of joy and just a testament to the power of hope and the impact of ICM's transformational work. So I'm personally very much looking forward to the day, hopefully soon, when we get to go to the Philippines again and see each other again, sing together again. But for now, we're here, and so this is a little song from me. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight, and we're happy tonight, walking in our winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we walk along, we're walking in our winter wonderland. Oh, in the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, face unafraid the plans that we made, and we're walking in a winter wonderland. Yeah, we're walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, in the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's Parson Brown. Oh, he'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, to face unafraid the plans that we made. We are walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, we are walking in a winter wonderland. We are walking in a winter wonderland. Thank you very much. So kids, I hope you're ready, because now it is time for our very special guest who is going to be reading us the latest Hoppy's story, and I think I can hear something.
Santa Claus. Oh, hi, Louise. Hello. Is it this time of the year already? Ooh. And hello, little ones. I'm sure you're thrilled and you can't wait for the story of Hoppy 2021. I have it right here. I hope you've all been good this year. Let me find this. Hoppy's Travels. In a little wooden boat among sparkling blue waves, Hoppy the rabbit has to put on his brave face. The little boat rocks, the sea starts to splash, and Hoppy starts to think that maybe they should turn back. Where is Hoppy going? What's the journey for? Why would he travel so far from the shore? But then, far in a distance, he spies a welcome sight. A golden shore is getting closer, bathing in warm sunlight. Hoppy bounces with excitement. His dream is coming true, and soon his paws will step onto this land that is brand new. Hoppy is arriving in Akrifa today. He's answering a letter that was sent all the way from Akrifa to Hoppy's home, a letter with a goal. Dear Hoppy, would you visit us to teach us what you know? So he carries his supplies, he gathers all his books, and climbs ashore with brand new sights everywhere he looks. There's Alex the rhinoceros, a big sign in his hand, welcome Hoppy to Akrifa. Welcome to our land. But there's a final step to take. The guards don't understand why Hoppy came to Akrifa, the things that he has planned. I'm here to help, he tells the guards. My friend invited me. I'm spreading hope and teaching too. Please don't you worry. Hoppy and Alex get on their way, and Hoppy is in awe. All the plants and animals he's never seen before. Elephants with twirling trunks and stripy horses too. Baobab trees, enormous bees, and the open sky so blue. But Hoppy begins to notice that not all is well. Young ones looking hungry, farmers with nothing to sell. So Alex tells Hoppy about the challenges they face. That's the reason why we need some help in this place. Our people here work hard. They do all they can. But we heard the good news that you have a better plan. Let's help them together. Hoppy had an idea. But first I need some water. It's extremely hot out here. They drive and they drive. They're looking for a well. But the rains haven't come yet, and soon Hoppy can tell that water is a rare resource and not easy to find. Life is hard in Akrifa. There's a lot on Hoppy's mind. How to help the gardens grow with food for all year long, to make the water safe to drink and help people get along, to save their money week by week and watch their savings grow and keep the young ones healthy all the way from head to toe. There is so much we can teach. There are great things we can do. But first we'll need a team. Who can help us teach it too? Well, there is more to Hoppy's story and his travels, but this is it for now. We'll come back later. Back to you, Louise.
Thank you very much. We'll be back to you in a little while for the second part of Hoppy's travels. But first, we have a Christmas medley from the ICM Choir. The choir and I traveled to the United States back in 2011, and they were invited to perform at the Kennedy Center. And they were traveling just before Christmas, and so we put together this Christmas medley to be the finale of their big show at the Kennedy Center. And they've been performing it ever since. So here's the ICM Choir and their Christmas medley.
Rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from sin's spell when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. The shepherd at this tidings rejoiced and much in mind, left their flocks a feeding in tempest, storm, and wine. And straightway went to Bethlehem, the blessed babe to find. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. To the world.
Thank you very much. That brings back a lot of great memories for me. We're about to go back to the Philippines, but this time we're going to be hosted by Gerard, who is ICM's trips manager. And obviously, Gerard hasn't been able to host any physical trips this year and last year because of COVID, but he has been busy. He's been running virtual trips, and I know that some of you have had the chance to join him on one of those virtual trips. I've done a few myself, and they're quite powerful experiences. If you are interested in going on a virtual trip with Gerard, please do get in touch with us. Many of you know that this year for our Christmas campaign, we are raising funds for ICM's Family Academy program, which educates preschool-aged children. And so today, Gerard is going to introduce us to CJ and to his mom, Lenny, who've been going through Family Academy. They're going to share a little bit of their experience about the program, about how COVID's impacted their lives. So Gerard, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gerard, and I would like to welcome you to Barangay Dos here in Tanjay City, Negros Oriental. This riverside community is 45 minutes away from the ICM Dumaguete office. I would like to invite you all to come and join me as we visit the Garingo family in their home. Come! Welcome to the Garingo household. I would like to introduce you to this lady over here. This is Nanay Leolinda. And of course, this is Tatay Diomedes and their daughter, Lenny, and Lenny's son, CJ, and Lenny's niece, Rica Faye. So, there's 5 of them living in this household. This area here is their living room, their dining area, and Lenny and CJ's sleeping area. These stairs go up to Nanay Leolinda and Tatay Jomedes' bedroom. And of course, this hammock here is Rica Faye's crib. So she takes a nap in the afternoon, swinging away. And then this curtain over here leads to their kitchen. And of course, this door going to the left leads to their bathroom. So let's proceed to where mo Family Academy dito, no? So let's see where CJ and Lenny have their Family Academy session. Baby sleepers. That's good. So this table here, this colorful table here, is where the magic happens. This is where CJ and Lenny have their Family Academy session. I caught up with them last week, and Lenny was reading the story to CJ about Happy's Christmas. Lenny, manamutana lang po ba? Kung may natabang sa Family Academy sa inyuhan ni CJ, labi na nga naatay COVID karong panahon.
Dagan siyang nakatunan, sir, sa animals, sa counting, sa letters, dagan siyang sa color. So, labi na, wala taroy klase, wala ikuan. So, dagan yung mga binikanan nga bata, wala yung nakatunan good kay nga nang kuan. Medyo lang. So, wala yung face-to-face. Isot yun, learn ang mga sila.
So Lenny just shared that during this COVID pandemic, it has been a time where these students, these young learners have to stay at home and engage in modular type of lessons. But for Lenny here, she shared that the Family Academy program has helped prepare CJ for their public schools education system because next year he will be in grade 1. So he learned the basics of numbers, letters, and also identified animals, and some of which we couldn't find here in the Philippines. But Lenny is happy because these materials has helped CJ prepare mentally and emotionally and even physically for the upcoming school year, and they hope that they would have face-to-face classes soon. Len, mangutan na unsa man ang imong mga kalisod na nasinati karon sa panahon.
Siyempre, sir, yung pandemic, wala trabaho. kuan pag-start sa pandemic nag-stop nung di ako trabaho. So next ako sir nga kuan na ako sa ginikanan. Siyempre wala trabaho kung ginikanan ako mga isuon di sa kuan sad kay kanang mawala sa gyapon sir ba pandemic wala kayo tarong sildo wala mayra magpadala. So ako nangita ko pagi sir nga makakuan ko maka-income ko ba para tabang ko sa ginikanan kay nag-stay man ko nila. So ni pursue ko atong kuan sir kay ako caregiver man ko school lang man ko ani. So ibantay jud ko kuan COVID nga patient jud para kuan maka-support ako sa anak ko sa ginikanan ko atong.
Thank you, Lenny. Lenny is a caregiver. She works on 12-hour shifts and earns 700 pesos per shift. And during these pandemic times, it poses a health risk for her and her family. But still, she pursues her work because she wants to support her family and put food on the table. So, on that note, before we say goodbye and go back to Louise, CJ, di ba naman kay kanta nga kantahon karon? Unsa ka ito? Merry Christmas? Sige, mga tata. Ready, go!
Hey, jingle bell, jingle bell,
Yay! So, Merry Christmas everyone from the Gringo family. And back to you, Louise.
Wow, so cute. I didn't know he was going to sing there at the end. Merry Christmas, CJ, to you, to your whole family, and thanks, Gerard, for hosting us. As I shared, our Christmas campaign this year is to fundraise for kids just like CJ and his family to go through Family Academy. And in the Philippines, schools have actually been shut since March of 2020, which has had just a devastating impact on the education of, the poorest kids in the Philippines. And I think you heard Lenny mention the idea of modular learning. And so what that means basically for families across the Philippines is that on Monday morning, they go to school, they pick up the lessons for that week, take them home, and then throughout the week, the kids have to study on their own, do the lessons on their own, and then on Friday, they take them back and give them to the teacher, and the teachers grade them, and then the same thing repeats the next week. And so as you can imagine, even if you're highly educated person, that would be hard to manage. But for most of the families that ICM works with, parents haven't graduated high school, many haven't even graduated from elementary school. And so, being asked to be their kids' teachers is really difficult. Also, they have very little furniture, a lot don't have electricity, and most parents have to be engaged, in earning a living for the day. And so, parents have just been facing such a difficult task to educate their kids this year. And as you can imagine, the impact on children's education and what they're missing out on is just devastating and will have knock-on effects well into their adult lives. And so one part of ICM's solution is our Family Academy program, which educates preschool-age children. So ICM coaches actually visit them in their homes. They teach kids maths and phonics. But I think really what's been so key at this time is that the coaches also teach the parents how to teach their own kids. And so teaching them just, basic things. A lot of parents learn along with their kids. They also learn, good discipline and how to keep their kids engaged and motivate them. And I think, for many families, and as Lenny shared, that's just been such a big benefit for them. And so as we're, raising funds for that, I'd love to invite you, if you haven't already donated, to consider, making a difference for families like CJ's and Lenny's. For $1,000 would bring Family Academy to 20 families, and we're trying to raise funds this Christmas for 2,500 kids. So if you would, be interested in helping families, then please, you can do that today.
It came upon a midnight clear, the glorious song of old.
standing near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness laid to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats over all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely plains they bend on hovering wing, and ever o'er its Babel sounds the precious angels sing. All ye beneath life's weary load, whose forms are bending low, who toil among the climbing path with painful steps and slow, look now to glad and golden tides come swiftly on the wing, and rest beside the weary road and hear the angels sing.
The Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verses 8 to 20. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloth and lying in the manger." Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom his favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told.
Holy Sky.
What do we wish for this Christmas? I pray for mothers to have the spirit of Mary, to be filled with hope for their children's futures. I pray for fathers like Joseph, to be able to provide shelter and protection for their families. I pray for the joy of the shepherds, to seek out and celebrate goodness in the world. I pray for the generosity of the wise men, to share what I have with all in need. I pray for the faith, hope, and love that are found in that tiny baby, to live, to serve others, and not for myself.
Merry Christmas to all of you in the ICM family. We are so excited that to celebrate all that God's done in 2021.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas. We are so excited to be able to finally be at Christmas and the end of this year. What an incredible second year of COVID we had, and we just can't thank all of you enough, all of our staff and our pastors and our partners for keeping on in this very challenging times. And this Christmas, I pray and hope that all of you have sweet reminders of God's grace and love found in surprising places, and through your relationships, through family and friends, and just this season is a time of laughter and fellowship.
And again, I just want to say thank you for all of your hard work. God has really used ICM this year. I mean, so much has happened in a really extraordinary way. We've been able to start from scratch a community health worker program that's now serving 150,000 people. We've been able to strengthen the savings groups. We've been able to explode the size of the Thrive meetings, and so much more. We've been able to open in Uganda and Guatemala. How exciting it is to see what God is doing there. And we're seriously thinking about additional countries. God is at work, and a lot of that is through the work of your hands and all of what you guys have done it. So I just want to say thank you, and Deanna and I together want to say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Dave and Deanna. Thank you so much for your leadership and just all that you've sacrificed and given this year. And I'm sure that all of you watching will join me in wishing Dave and Deanna, their kids and their grandkids, a very Merry Christmas. Speaking of kids and grandkids, it is time for part 2 of Hoppy's story. So over to you, Santa.
Welcome back! If you're interested in seeing what Hoppy's up to in Acrifa, you're in the right place. Alex and Hoppy make their way down to the school. We've many students here who want a great job they can do. They're ready to get to work, but first they need to learn Hoppy's ways to teach and train, to save, invest and earn. Hoppy and his brand new team are ready for their task, but there's one question that Hoppy really needs to ask. How do we find the ones in need, the ones who need our aid? After thinking a moment, Alex the Rhino says, I have friends in every spot, the north and in the south. They know who's sick, they know the needs, and every hungry mouth. My friends across the land can show us where to go. Our new team will find their way and go there to bring hope. Hoppy is so proud of the new team they have trained, but now his time in Acrifa is coming to an end. Alex and his friends have learned all that they can, and now they face their biggest test to carry out the plan. He tells the team to stay in touch, but they have to say goodbye. He'll miss his friends in Acrifa. There's a tear in his eye. He makes the long journey back towards his home and wonders how the brand new team will manage on their own. Hoppy's entire family are so pleased that he's home and tells the young ones stories of the places that he roamed. And soon he gets right back to work, helping those in need. But weeks go by and there's no word from Alex and his team. After many months, a letter finally comes to Hoppy's home, all the way from Acrifa, inviting him to go. Hoppy starts to wonder if something has gone wrong and worries that he shouldn't have been gone for so long. So once again the little wooden boat crosses the sea, but this time from the shore Hoppy can hear a melody. There is singing and there's dancing, the drums are beating fast. It's a special day in Acrifa. Graduation at last. Alex and his team show Hoppy all of their good work. So many fruit trees growing, so many lessons that they learned. The young ones strong and healthy, plenty of food to eat. and the new homes that they've built are almost complete. He bounces with excitement. He's so proud of his team. You brought hope to every family. You accomplished my dream. What a great story. And Hoppy brought hope again, this time to people in Akrafa. And isn't it amazing to be able to hear stories like this and read stories? This brings me the most pleasure to read it to you. But this year, ICM is helping children to be able to read, learn, and their mothers to teach them that. I will let Louise to tell you more about this. Back to you, Louise.
Thank you so much. What a beautifully illustrated story. And we do actually have printed copies available of both Hoppy's Travels and last year's story, Hoppy's Christmas. So if you're interested in getting one of those or both of those, we can definitely send them over to you. Just get in touch and we'll ship them so that you can share them with your kids or your grandkids. We'd love to do that. And yes, as Santa shared and I shared a little bit earlier, our Christmas campaign this year is to raise funds for Family Academy. So if you haven't donated yet, we would love to invite you to consider helping families with their education. But also, as I shared at the beginning of the concert, we've been receiving more and more reports and seeing and hearing what's happening after the super typhoon that's just brought real devastation to the Philippines, on top of what has already been an extremely tough year for the ultra poor. Now they have to deal with this typhoon. And so we weren't expecting to be making an appeal this Christmas, but also if you're interested in helping ICM to deliver meals, we already have staff who are able to go and deliver meals for people who are in great need, and also in the coming weeks we'll be helping to assess the need and to be rebuilding and helping people to get their incomes back on track and livelihoods back on track. And so there is more information on our website about that, and I'd love to invite you to consider whether you could help us out with that as well. And so I just want to, lastly, thank all of you so much for all of your support this year. And none of us ever imagined that this pandemic would last as long as it's lasted, and the effects are far and wide, and it's been really difficult. And the fact that all of you have been so generous and, gone, above and beyond in so many ways, in praying for us, in your financial support, and in getting involved. You mean so much to us. And I think I just want to also say to the ICM staff who have been so heroic this year, Mihao and I are so proud to be your colleagues, and this is our little way of sending our Merry Christmas to you all as well. So Merry Christmas, ICM staff, to our ICM family around the world, and hopefully we will see each other in 2022.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. So here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of your home. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. yourself a merry little Christmas. Through the years, we all will be together. If the fates allow, so hang our shining star on the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Merry Christmas from the ICM Choir!
And Merry Christmas from me from this undisclosed location. Bye-bye.